So Simon, the region have announced today that you'll be starting next season as the new defence coach for the Scarlets. Obviously transition now from player coach into full-time coaching. How's that going to be for you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a big challenge. Obviously enjoyed the 12 months last year of player coach, and with that, brought its own challenges, trying to combine the playing and the coaching. But coaching now full time and something I'm really looking forward to. A lot of work ahead, especially in the area of defence. We've set some real good policies and ground rules last year. We just need to follow through this year and make sure that our defence becomes a bit of a weapon for us.
So your last game was back in December, so you had 6 months really full-time coaching almost, or observing coaching while you were injured during that period. What did you pick up from then and being able to take into this now for the next season?
We as a squad, I think I kind of tried to take a back seat a little bit and have a look at everything, and we're a good squad, some young players, and I think that's probably where we're lacking a little bit of experience. And what last year's done with injuries to myself and the likes of Mark Jones and David Jones has meant that players have come through and got real good experience at the highest level, and obviously myself and Mark aren't playing next year, and that takes away a little bit of experience from the squad, but those other guys have come through now and are starting to have that experience. So I think in the next 12 months we can gain from that and make sure that we try and blood a few more youngsters, but try and keep a bit of a consistency in selection, and hopefully pick players who are playing on form as well. And that's really important, I think, for players to know that they're going to get picked if they're playing well enough.
And particularly in the back row, with some of the other guys coming through, some of the guys who've been with Wales now this summer as well, with New Zealand. There's some great guys coming through as well for us.
Yeah, we're really fortunate there. Rob McCuskey's done really well on the tour and got capped the first three caps against South Africa and 2 against the All Blacks, so it's a pretty impressive start for him, and he did really well. Tavis come through as well and got capped on the tour, so that's great for us, and that's our job now. My job as a coach is to try and improve those players by a couple of % here and there, and hopefully that will gain them further honours. If we can have as many players as we can in the international setup, that can only be good for us. We'll miss them obviously when they're away, but it's important that they try and achieve the most they can out of the game.
So, more than a decade of service to the Scarlets, over 100 games. How important is it, knowing and having played that much within the region, that you can take that now in terms of into your coaching role? Yeah,
it is important. I think there's a bit of familiarity which sometimes can breed contempt, but I think for me and Mark in particular, we're young coaches. We're desperate to move up the ladder and improve ourselves as coaches. We've done it as players, and it's a new challenge for us. And I think the fact that we know this place so well, it can only be a plus. Some people might not think that, but we're desperate to improve this club and to get us back to where we feel like we belong, at the top of the tree in European rugby. And I think our experiences as players over the years of the Scarlets will aid that, and hopefully our motivation as coaches will also improve us.
So having played in the shirt, knowing what it means, obviously with a lot of young players coming through, part of your role, as you say, is to motivate those players to understand what it means, to understand the values of being a Scarlet as well. Yeah,
definitely. We've got to try and bring back that mentality of playing at home and instilling that real edge and steel to us. We kind of lost that for a couple of years. Maybe the transition from moving from Stradey to Parker Scarlets took more out of us than we expected, but we're here now, and we're enjoying this place. We've got fantastic facilities. We just want to make it somewhere that we really enjoy playing, and somewhere that opposition don't really enjoy coming to play either. So we did that at Stradey for many years when I was playing in the early 2000s, and we made it a real fortress, and that's what we've got to instill in these young players and make sure that they make this their real home and somewhere that they love coming to play and work.
And stepping up now to a coach, obviously you were a player last season, being close to the players, being part of that unit, and then becoming a coach. How difficult is it going to be to sort of step back a little bit, or is it a good thing that you've been so close to the playing environment as you now go into this coaching role, and understanding what it takes to be a player, to go out on the pitch, and what the kind of modern day issues are for
it does pose its problems and challenges. The fact that I'd be friends with the players and having played with them last year. hopefully I gained their respect as a player, but now it's up to me to gain their respect as a coach. And coaching is completely different. You've got to prepare yourself properly and deliver sessions and make sure that you understand the players and their roles within the game, other than as a player just try and focus on your role as much as you can. So you've got to have a broader and wider view of the game. And as I say, it's important that I gain their respect now as a coach, and not just as a player. And I think that for me is the biggest challenge, that they can see that I'm working hard to improve them and hopefully improve us as a club.
And finally, is it difficult to hang up the boots? Finally.
Yeah, it is. I've been watching the tests during the summer. It's hard. It is hard, but that's life. And I'm looking forward to this next stage in my career, and hopefully make it a successful one. I've loved my time as a player at the Scarlets, and I'm very fortunate that I've been asked to stay on as a coach and hopefully take us to, as I said before, take us to where we belong. Just
Okay.
at the top of the tree.
One more last question, Simon. So, as an individual, obviously high-profile international career as well as a playing career with the Scarlets. What's going to be the main characteristics of Simon Easterby, the coach? Do you think?
Similar probably to my playing in some sense. I wouldn't ask players to do anything I wouldn't do. I know as a coach, you can't go out on the pitch and do that. But having just finished the game, I think I'll have a good empathy for the players and how they're feeling and what they're able to do on the pitch. And in my training environment, if I can make them as comfortable as possible, but certainly with defensive systems and making sure that they understand their roles within that system, and not confusing them too much. Some players take things a little bit easier than others and take to things quicker. So I think it's important that as a coach I'm giving them that opportunity to work within the system, putting pressure on them, but not too much pressure that they feel like they can't can't show themselves and make their own decisions on the pitch. It's very important that at the end of the day they're all individuals. They are trying to play as a team, but they're going to have to make decisions themselves, and I'm happy that they can play within a system but also give them that opportunity to express themselves as players. It's really important that we don't lose that as a team.
So a lot to look forward to personally now going forward next season.
Definitely. I think we can only get better, and I think things will be good next year.
Okay, thanks Simon.
Cheers.